There we go. Yeah, thank you, Microsoft. We don't really need to know how to use PowerPoint. So the dogfighting module, which we're going to release to you guys hopefully at the end of this month, maybe the beginning of next month, depends on how many think crashes we have, which we still have quite a few. But being Star Citizen, we want to make everything sort of in fiction. So we had you in the hangar, and so the whole idea of the dogfighting module is that it is not just a simple little alpha test and you play stuff. It's meant to be part of what we're calling. Hey. In 2944's Hardest Space Combat Sim, brought to you by Original Systems. Arena Commander. There you go. So, Arena Commander, there's a nice little piece of fiction in this was it last month's Jump Point about Original Systems, who made some pretty good software back in the day, or in the future. And Arena Commander is what you'll be playing the in-fiction simulation inside the hangar. So the idea is that you walk inside the hangar, you get into your ship, you can turn it on, load up the simulation, and then you can connect with other players and play and basically connect to this sort of virtual sim world. So in the final game, it will allow you to practice dogfighting. We'll have some level of sort of competitive leaderboards and stuff where people can sort of try their skills against other players without having to risk all their ships. So we're going to launch it with you guys, so it's not just a simple like fight. There's like going to be right now 5 game modes. Although there's only 4 right here, I don't know why that's the way. So there's going to be free flight, flying around, which I guess we don't have the stuff. Battle Royale, which is basically free for all. Squadron, which is team play. Capture the Core, which is essentially capture the flag. And Vandal Swarm, which is really a sort of horde mode. And that's all. That will all be with the dogfighting module you guys get. The first couple of environments we're going to do is the Dying Star of Pyros, which we're going to do the dogfighting multiplayer test in. And what you were just seeing me fly around was the broken moon of Tyrannius, and we're going to release further environments to dogfight around in. And at the beginning, we're going to be able to fly the single-seater ships, so the original base pledge ships, which would be the Aurora, the Origin 300i, and the Anvil Hornet. And my leaderboards. And after that, I think we've got a later slide, but the other single-seater ships, so the Avenger and the Cutlass, will be coming in as soon as the assets are finished. But it takes a bunch of time, and the variants. So it takes a lot of time to do all the damage states and LODs and all the rest of stuff. So as those get built, they'll come in. And then on top of that, we're building a whole site on the web platform to allow people to basically see how they've been playing. So you can either play ranked matches, which would be sort of a matchmake. You basically go in, you matchmake against other people, or you can play private matches. And we have a whole leaderboard, so you can. And ultimately, this will play across into the final game. But you can prove you're the best. The comfort of your hangar, Arena Commander will go straight to your Moby Glass. You'll see all those stats in the final game. You'll have statistics for all the game modes. And I guess we'll be able to see whether pilots or orcs can do it. And we're going to have enhanced citizen dossier stuff, which you'll see a little later on this presentation. And we'll have rankings, which will be kind of fun. So it'll be something to do while waiting for the final full game that you can adventure around the whole universe. Everyone can be shooting each other and deciding who's the best at shooting each other. Which is kind of what this is about. So this will allow us to, I don't know, it's just everyone have fun while we're waiting, right? And then, by the way, it's not for the end of the day, for me, it's not all about combat. So if that's not your thing, you don't have to worry about it. And we also will let you practice against AI and have fun. So that's sort of the horde mode, the Vandal Swarm stuff. But anyway, the idea is to make it a little more polished and try and make it like a in-fiction experience while you're playing with the dogfight module. So yes, it's helping us test it. Yes, it's helping us hone the game. But also, let's make it fun and polished in the fiction. And that's kind of the idea. So after that, and by the way, this is done up in sort of the style of like if Original Systems was pitching their game in 2944. So we're going to add ships as we go along. So as soon as they're ready, as I mentioned before, they'll be good to go. And then the version 2 of the dogfighting. Version 2 of the dogfighting will be the multi-crew ships. So the Freelancer, the Constellation, which should be fun, because that's actually the part of the game that I like, that I'm looking forward to the most, is the cooperative play aspect of it. So you and some of your friends manning a ship together as a team, I think will be really cool. So that's version 2 will also allow you to sort of play co-op with your friends against AI and AI be co-op with you. And so it should be good, and in-game communication with the second drop. The third version of Arena Commander is going to have more environments. We're actually going to have the first-person boarding mechanics folded into that, so you can try that. And capture the Idris mode. And so all of this stuff, and that's actually where we're planning to do the shift to double precision. So for any of the geeky programmers here, most game engines run in 32-bit, which is fine for first-person shooters because you don't have very large play areas relatively. But in space, you've got, well, more than thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions of kilometers. And so the precision in 32-bit just isn't enough, and it's actually a limitation of every single game engine out there. So we actually have a fairly big engineering effort underway right now to move us to double precision, which is basically 64-bit. So that'll be in this, and so we'll have first-person boarding, and so essentially we'll have sort of space superiority, and then it'll be like capture the ship in the middle, which will probably be the Idris. So that should be fun. And then after Arena Commander, obviously in the game, I've talked about this before, but we're going to integrate planet-side stuff, dedicated first-person stuff, and then start to work on the kind of alpha beta of the persistent universe, which is allowing you to travel between a limited amount of locations, and then obviously that grows over time. And by the way, these side graphics you've seen here, these are all kind of the dossier stuff that will be in the leaderboard stuff in the very beginning. So there we go, planet side. And Squadron 42, which we have Aaron somewhere here in the crowd. Where's Aaron? Where's my brother? Where is he? Is he hiding? He doesn't like to talk publicly. There he is. Say hi. There you go. So they're working on, the UK team is incredibly talented. I mean, they helped out a lot on the dogfighting. A lot of the environments is their work, actually. So, and it's some of the prettiest looking space stuff I've ever seen. And they're going to do something pretty amazing for Squadron 42. No pressure. But it's going to be good. The story's going to be good, and it's just Squadron 42 will be as good as a next gen. If we did a next gen Wing Commander, Squadron 42 will be that. But then we're going to have all these other parts, which is I think what makes Star Citizen so cool. So that's the end of the slide, and I think now, hopefully, it's time to do a multiplayer dogfight.